My brother made fun of me at my niece's birthday party. You'll always be a loser, he laughed, forgetting that I was the one paying for everything. So I left. And I didn't pay. Then my phone blew up with 27 missed calls. I stood outside my parents' house, holding a wrapped dollhouse in one hand and a bag of gifts in the other. The porch was decorated with pink balloons and a shiny, "Happy Birthday Princess Lily" sign. I could hear kids laughing in the backyard. I took a deep breath and rang the bell. My mom opened the door. She smelled like vanilla cake and wore her usual soft cardigan. But when she saw me, her smile vanished. "We don't want you here today," she said. I stared. What? Then I heard a voice behind her. My brother Jacob. "This isn't a place for losers," he said with a smug grin. It hit me hard. Before I could say anything, he added, "Showing up like this? Embarrassing. Lily doesn't even care that you're here. Just leave." I felt that same familiar feeling, like I didn't belong. Like I wasn't good enough. They looked at my messy hair, my wrinkled hoodie, the tired eyes from staying up late coding. I held the gift tighter and swallowed hard. Cringe. Barely contribute. Lily doesn't care. Then I remembered, just 6 months ago, Jacob came to me begging for help with Lily's school costs. "I just need a little help," he said. "I'd do the same for you." I sent him the money that same night. No questions asked. And now I was a loser. My dad stood behind them, not even meeting my eyes. My mom looked uncomfortable but stayed silent. Like they all agreed I didn't belong. I could hear what my mom would say if I called her out. "It's not about money, sweetheart. It's how you carry yourself."
Right.
Because to them, success was flashy clothes, fancy cars, and playing golf, not coding through the night or getting six-figure deals without leaving my apartment. They still saw me as the awkward kid who never fit in. My chest tightened. I wanted to yell. I wanted answers. But instead, I just breathed out and said, "Fine." Then I walked back to my car and put the gifts in the front seat. As I was about to drive off, I looked back and saw Lily through the window. She was laughing, running around in her birthday dress. She had no idea what had just happened. For a second, I almost went back. But then I heard Jacob's voice in my head again. "No place for losers." I clenched my jaw and drove away.
For years, I thought I mattered to them.
But I wasn't their brother or son. I was just their ATM. No place for losers? Fine. Let's see how they manage without this loser paying their bills. I turned off my phone for 2 days. I didn't want to hear their guilt trips, fake apologies, or Jacob's attitude. On day 3, I gave in and turned my phone back on. 27 missed calls. 15 voicemails. 32 texts. I smirked. I read the messages. "Mom, I don't know why you're acting like this. Jacob didn't mean it. Call me. Dad, let's be reasonable. This is family." "Jacob, are you serious? Grow up." "Mom again. Lily's been asking about you."
Sure. Now she remembers me.
Then one message stood out. "Kelly, Jacob's wife, I'm sorry. I didn't agree with what happened. Please call me." That surprised me. Kelly usually stayed quiet, but her message felt serious. I replied, "Why are you apologizing?" She responded right away, "Kelly, because Jacob's losing it." Me. "What do you mean?"
She paused.
Then wrote, "Kelly, he thought you'd pay for the party. He already spent more than we had. When you didn't cover it, he snapped." I laughed. Of course he did. For years, I saved him from his mistakes. This time, I let him crash. I leaned back in my chair, looking at my glowing computer screen and half-eaten takeout. I had work to do, real work that paid my bills. But I couldn't help myself. I wanted to see him suffer a little. That evening, I drove by my parents' house. Not to go in, just to watch. It was perfect. The decorations were gone. Balloons were in the trash. The birthday banner was torn and hanging sideways. Jacob's car was in the driveway, but I could see him pacing behind the curtains. I rolled my window down and heard something amazing. "I don't care, Mom. He's doing this on purpose. He's trying to humiliate me." I grinned. "You did that to yourself, buddy." I couldn't hear what my mom said, but I could imagine her defending him. And then I saw Kelly at the table, head in her hands. She wasn't just tired, she was done. I recognized that look. I'd seen it on myself. Halfway home, my phone rang. It was Kelly. I picked up. "Talk to me." She sighed. "Jacob's out of control." "What's he doing?" "He's yelling at your parents, blaming them for not fixing things. He's mad because now." She paused, then let it out. "He has to sell his car to pay for the party." I blinked, then laughed. "The same brother who mocked my cheap car? The one who said real men drive luxury? Now he had to sell it because he counted on me to save him again." I leaned back, shaking my head. "Tell me you recorded it," I said, still smiling. "I should have," Kelly admitted. "You would have loved it." "Oh, I already do." She was silent for a beat, then quietly asked, "Can I ask you something?" "Go for it." "Why did you put up with it for so long?" That sobered me. Flashback. Age 13. I was hunched over the family's ancient desktop computer, fingers flying over the keyboard. I had just finished writing my first program, a simple script that solved algebraic equations. Jacob, then 16, walked into the room. He took one look at the screen and scoffed. "You seriously spend your free time doing this?" I beamed, eager to explain. "It's a basic solver. You input an equation and it." Jesus Christ, nerd. No one cares. He slammed the monitor's power button. The screen blinked to black. I stared at it in stunned silence. My mother, who had been passing by, chuckled. "Sweetheart, you should go outside more. Do something normal for once." Normal? That was the first time I realized that no matter how smart I was, my family would never care.
Present day.
I rubbed a hand over my face, Kelly's question still hanging in the air. I hesitated. I thought if I kept giving, eventually they'd see my worth. That they'd treat me like family instead of an ATM. She finished for me. "Instead of an ATM." I exhaled.
Yeah.
Kelly inhaled sharply.
Yeah.
And somehow, for the first time, I believed her. I stared at the road ahead, my fingers tightening around the wheel. That night, I slept like a king. By morning, Jacob had officially listed his car for sale. My mother had left me 3 more voicemails, each one shifting between "you're hurting your family," "your brother is struggling," and "please be the bigger person." I deleted them all. By the end of the week, Jacob's car was gone. By the end of the month, Kelly and Lily were gone too. Turns out, once Jacob didn't have me to exploit, he turned on her. And Kelly? She wasn't as weak as he thought. She took Lily, filed for divorce, and moved in with her sister. The last text I ever got from her was simple. "Kelly, thank you." And Jacob? Well, Mom and Dad took him back in, of course. But with his credit ruined and his luxury lifestyle dismantled, he wasn't quite the golden boy anymore. So much for no place for losers. I sat in my apartment one night, sipping whiskey as I scrolled through his newly made GoFundMe page. Hard times.
Just trying to get back on my feet.
Anything helps. I exhaled a laugh and shut my phone off. No place for losers. Guess he finally found out where he belonged. Jacob's downfall was delicious. But the best part? He still didn't get it. Even after selling his car, moving back in with our parents, and watching his wife and kid walk out on him, he still acted like the victim. Like the world had wronged him. Like I had wronged him. And oh, he was mad. I knew at the moment my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Jacob, hope you're happy. You ruined everything." I smirked, blocked the number. A minute later, my email pinged. "You need to fix this. You're selfish. You don't even care about Lily."
Blocked.
Then, 5 minutes after that, my doorbell rang. I already knew who it was. I didn't answer at first, just let him stew on the other side of the door like a pathetic salesman who knew he wasn't getting the sale. Then, bang, bang, bang. I rolled my eyes. "Relax, I'm coming." When I finally opened the door, Jacob stood there, disheveled, sweating, looking more desperate than I'd ever seen him. "You think this is funny?" he spat. I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. "I think it's hilarious." His eye twitched. "You're enjoying this, aren't you?" "Oh, More than you know. His jaw clenched. Lily cried when Kelly took her.
You don't care about that.
I scoffed. Lily cried because her father is an idiot who tanked his own life. Don't put that on me. I blinked, then smiled. I think I'm free. Jacob flinched, just a little. Then his face twisted in rage. You're a selfish fool. I sighed. You're still here? Jacob clenched his fists, chest heaving. But he wasn't a fighter. He was a talker. A manipulator. A beggar. And right now, begging wasn't working. This isn't over, he growled, pointing a finger at me like a cheap movie villain. I gave him a slow, mocking nod.
Sure.
Can't wait for part 2 of your sob story. Then, with all the dignity of a drunk raccoon, Jacob stormed off down the hall, muttering curses under his breath. I shut the door and exhaled. What a joke. A week passed. Then 2. No more texts. No more emails. No more surprise visits. For the first time in years, I had peace. Then one evening, my phone buzzed. Kelly, you should see this. Attached was a screenshot of Jacob's latest brilliant idea. Facebook post. Long, dramatic. Full of half-truths and sob stories about how some people turn their backs on family when times get tough. Real men don't abandon their nieces, just to prove a point. And, of course, the cherry on top. It's okay, though. I've always been the strong one. I'll get through this on my own. I nearly choked on my drink. The strong one? The guy who lived off my money for years? The guy who threw a tantrum because I stopped paying his bills? Oh, this was too good. I cracked my knuckles, grinning like the villain he thought I was. Time to end this. I didn't comment on the post. That would have been too easy. Too public.
No.
I wanted something better. Something permanent. So instead, I sent him a text.
Me.
Strong men don't beg their younger brothers for rent money. Or whine when they have to sell their car. Or let their wife and kid walk away because they're too busy feeling sorry for themselves. I waited. Sure enough, the typing bubble showed up, then vanished, then showed up again, then vanished. For the first time, Jacob had nothing to say.
Perfect.
I set my phone down, leaned back, and breathed out. It was over. I was finally free. And Jacob? He was just learning what it really meant to be alone. No more waking up to, "Can you help me?" texts. No more guilt trips. No more emergencies I was expected to fix. Exactly 1 month later, my phone rang. It was my mom. Sweetheart. Her voice sounded too cheerful. We need to talk. I rubbed my temples. Let me guess. Jacob's in trouble again, and you want me to fix it? There was a pause. It's not about fixing, honey. It's about forgiveness. I laughed. Oh, that's what we're calling it now. Don't be cruel, she snapped. We're having family dinner this Saturday at 7. Your father and I want you and Jacob to sit down like adults and work this out. Saturday at 7 p.m., of course. Public shaming on their schedule. I leaned back and smiled. You want me to sit across from the same brother who called me a loser at Lily's party? The same guy who's bad-mouthing me online? It's not like that. But he does need something, doesn't he? I cut in. My mom sighed. He's struggling to find work. He's in a bad place. Sweetheart. She started again, but I shut her down. You stood there while he humiliated me. You didn't stop him. And now you want mercy for him. She tried to argue, but I let the silence hang. Then I said, "No, I'm not coming." And I hung up first. I thought that was the end. But Saturday at 7:42 p.m., my doorbell rang. Bang, bang, bang. I knew who it was. He would beg. And I would enjoy it. I checked the peephole. Yep, Jacob. I took my time opening the door, making him wait. When I finally did, he stood there, hands in his pockets, eyes wild. No dinner at Mom's? I asked. He clenched his jaw. Let me in. Why? I leaned against the frame. We need to talk. I laughed. Yet no. He shoved his foot in the door.
Mistake.
All right, I said, stepping onto the porch. Say what you came for, then go. His face fell. I need alone. Alone, I repeated. Because you're good enough when you need money? He nodded, desperate. I messed up. I went too far. I stared at him. For a second, I almost believed him. Then I saw that same entitled look. I smiled. I don't lend money. His eyes lit up for a moment. Then I finished him. I give money to people who deserve it. The hope died. I patted his shoulder hard enough to make him stumble, said, "You'll figure it out, champ," and shut the door. That was the last time Jacob came asking for help. A week later, I heard through Kelly that Jacob had finally gotten a job. Not a great one, but a job. A paycheck that wasn't mine. And for the first time, I didn't feel anger.
I didn't feel spite.
I just felt free. Because for the first time in his life, Jacob had to stand on his own 2 feet. And for the first time in mine, I had zero regrets about letting him fall. 6 months. That's how long it had been since I shut the door on Jacob, stopped answering my mom's guilt-tripping calls, and decided that I wasn't responsible for fixing his life. And let me tell you, those 6 months were pure peace. No emergency money requests. No entitled messages. No more walking ATM treatment. Just silence. But as the days passed, I started to feel the weight of doubt creeping in. I scrolled through my phone, staring at the messages I'd ignored. My mom's guilt trips, my dad's passive attempts at reason, Jacob's angry rants. It all felt so predictable, yet something gnawed at me. Had I been too harsh? I wasn't second-guessing cutting them off financially. That was overdue. But had I gone too far in walking away entirely? In leaving Lily behind? That thought sat heavy in my chest. I'd always made sure Lily had what she needed, not because Jacob asked, but because she was just a kid. She had no say in her father's actions, and now she was caught in the middle. I opened Reddit, hesitated for a moment, then typed out my post. ITA for cutting off my entitled brother and parents even though it means my niece might suffer? I laid it all out. The years of financial support, the insults, the entitlement, the Christmas ban, and my decision to finally say enough. But I also shared the doubt. Was I punishing the wrong person? Could I keep my boundaries without disappearing completely? I hit post and waited. The responses came fast. You're not at fault. Your brother made his bed. Let him lie in it. Your niece is other family. You're not her only lifeline. You're feeling guilty because you're a good person, but don't let that guilt drag you back into a toxic situation. One comment stood out. If you want to be there for Lily, do it directly. Set up a savings account in her name and send her gifts separately. But do not let your brother guilt you into funding his life again. I exhaled, reading that over and over. That made sense. I didn't have to throw myself back into the fire to make sure Lily was okay. For the first time in days, I felt clarity. I picked up my phone, scrolled past the dozens of messages from Jacob and my parents, and typed a text to Kelly. Hey, I want to help Lily, but I'm not giving Jacob another cent. Let's talk. And just like that, I had my answer. If you were in my shoes, would you find a way to help Lily without letting Jacob take advantage of you again? Or would you walk away completely and let them deal with the mess they created? Let me know in the comments.